Oh, I need more paper towels. Alright, where was I? What's the head for this guy? Oh, there it is. Oh, hey, Simul Fry, how you doing? Alright, let's start on next. Good. If you're here, you make up like 3 whole subscribers, I think. I need to get some new Iron Warriors. I need to add that to my shopping list. Yeah, it's starting to dry out. And there's not much left in here. Whoa, 8 whole people. I don't think I've ever seen that many. Whoa. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. I am painting, I believe it's going to be one of the lieutenants for 2nd Company. It's the lieutenant with combi weapon. Let's see if I have all the pieces here. I think he's one of the cooler looking lieutenants. Although I took off the goopy looking blood that's on his knife. I think it's kind of thick and cartoony. But I also bought, let me see if I can find it. It might not be on my desk. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, it's a cool model. And I've heard it's good in game. I haven't played 40K in a while because I'm in the middle of nowhere. But I've heard he's good, but I just think he looks really awesome. I got this liquid snot stuff. It sounds nasty. I think it's like the You've probably seen it where people put blood effects like on weapons. It makes like it's kind of like sticky, almost hot glue, like thin hot glue look that you can paint. And I think I'm gonna put that on his knife. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it because he's gonna be holding his knife like that. If I can get it on. Oh, I forgot that was a piece. So I might have to like connect it from. Well, I broke the model into a bunch of pieces. But I might have to glue like some sprue onto the base to attach the snot to, and then I assume it'll harden, and then I'll be able to cut it, and it'll look like it's dripping, but it'll be thinner than the how it's actually modeled on there, because it's modeled on kind of thick and cartoony. Not a huge fan of it. Where did I put the pack I was just painting? Oh, there it is. Hello, Devi. How are you doing today? This fella's got a lot of little bits on him that are going to be fun to get to, I suppose. I also got to figure out how I want to do the trim for my second company. I believe one model has been shown. Let me grab it. It is one of the Honor Guard, the one with the regular bolter. And the red trim is slightly brighter than the actual shoulder plate, but I want it a little bit more. I believe this is Scarlet. What is it? Evil Sun. I gotta try to figure out a way to get it even brighter so it pops more and blends in less. I think I might put like a layer of white and then the red or the scarlet. I don't know. We'll try some things out, see how it goes. Gotta close that before I run out of it. Definitely have to get some more. Yeah, that'll happen. But yeah, GW whites get destroyed so easy as it is. That stuff dries out so fast, even if you keep it closed. But yeah, mixing it with red and black will probably not make it white anymore. I wind up having to buy white more than anything because it goes bad before it even runs out. I'm thinking of switching to a different brand to see if other brands like Army Painter has a longer lasting white. Maybe it's just too thick, or maybe the pigment in it. I don't know. I'm not a paint doctor. Alrighty. How should I start this? I guess let's go with all these brown pouches. He has a million pouches. Oh, I haven't even thought about what I'm going to do with these shoulder pads. All that chitin. I think this guy I'm going to paint blue. Because I do have a homebrew, what is it? Like sliver fleet that is, I guess you could say, active in the subsystem that the Charging Bulls reside in. And it mainly is comprised of 3 different colored Tyranids: red, yellow, and blue, depending on their battlefield role, melee, ranged, or psychic. And this looks like one of those little psychic bugs. I don't know all the names of all the Tyranids. It's like a psychophage. No, that's the big one. Northrop? Something like that. And then this could be from anything. But let's go ahead and just jump on what I do know and paint some pouches. Yeah, the Sugar Rush is actually the first Space Marine we ever had. When I first got into 40K, I bought Custodes. They are my favorite army to play. They're not, I don't find them actually fun to paint. I don't know why. Maybe it's all the gold and metallic. It's just very samey. But, I mean, there's a lot of green on here, but I don't know. For some reason, I don't like to paint the Custodes, but I love playing them. And so I bought that to play with a friend. He was playing Votann. And then I was able to convince my girlfriend to play. And I did this when I I convinced her to play. And then I bought the 9th edition starter set that had Space Marines and Necrons. And she's a girl. And girls like pink, I guess. At least she does. So she made her little pink Marines. We came up with a little bit of lore because they were like cotton candy colored. That they are a successor of the White Scars, because she really liked running into melee and just being fast into the game. So she bought some bikes that have never been painted. Some bike characters, a lot of assault intercessors, some assault terminators, just things that she could get stuck in with. So we made them a White Scar successor named Sugar Rush. They come from a planet where all living things have a higher amount of glucose in their body, which is leading to their nickname of Sugar Rush. I can't remember the actual name for it. I'd have to look on my phone, but I think it's like Sucrose Impetuous or something similar to that. They reside on a pleasure planet, so where all the rich planetary governors and whatnot would go to vacation, because they just have such good cuisine and highly addictive sweets. And after learning some more about the setting, she thought it would be fun if they were accidentally chaos worshippers. So we talked about it and decided on Slaanesh, obviously, because indulgence, like gluttony in this case, which I feel like doesn't get as much visual as like sex and drugs, but there's tons of indulgences. And the people that would come and visit are sometimes kidnapped and sacrificed to Slaanesh. And this is a thing only the higher-ups would know about, like captains and lieutenants. And the regular rank and file, they are not aware of the secret happenings in the Chaos Worship. And kind of like how they have the secret lodges, if you've ever read the first Horus Heresy books. They keep like an inner clique to kind of scout out who would be open to learning the secret and would therefore go up here in the ranks. That is also why in her army you will often see a single Slaaneshi Chaos Marine just running around, because it just fits the lore. And that was a Games Workshop free model of the month I picked up and painted it in her colors, because everything just kind of fell into place. They are based in I believe we call it the glucose system or star system. No, yeah, star system. They're based in the glucose star system, which is a part of the Tauran subsector. So they are within the same vicinity of each other, not in the same star system, but they are both. They are the two active Space Marine chapters within the subsector that I do all of my homebrew in, which has 4 separate star systems. Oh, shoot. Okay, cool. Cleaned it up. Man, there's a lot of leather on this model. She's wanting to get back into painting. She hasn't done it in a while. And that'd be nice because we have a lot of random pink primed bike models that she needs to paint. There we go. Thank you, Jamie. I also thought it was cool. She is a bigger creative than I. I hate all the random straps that are on the Phobos models. They're so hard to paint. Maybe not hard, just kind of tedious and annoying. And this thing is filled with straps. Holy cow. I'm gonna have to put some green on that, cover up the mistakes. There we go. Let's see. Some straps here. This one strap, I might do a darker brown so that there's a little bit of separation. Yeah, I think so. There we go. Any more pouches? That is a ammo clip. Okay. Even though he has no gun on him. Okay. They have these nice sheets. I guess I should paint them. Oh, get more brown. Mostly work. I travel for work. Out of state, construction, and currently I'm in the middle of nowhere. So there isn't much to do after work, but there's only like 2 hours left in the day after work anyway, so it's not like I'm missing much. Best during the week, I just go to work, I come home, I might make dinner, and if I get some time, I'll mess around with my little plastic men. I do go home on Sundays most of the time, which I'll typically spend with my girlfriend, and we'll play games. We'll play the OPR, we'll play regular board games. She likes Ticket to Ride, Catan, you know, the like intro to like a light Yordo gaming type board games. I like board games a lot. I definitely like more complex board games, but you know, even something simple can be fun with people you just enjoy hanging out with, which is really just, you know, what Warhammer, what board games kind of are. They're just a facilitator for being around people you enjoy and getting to do things with them. Although it also gives me something to do on my own because I have all this painting to do. I got a whole 1,000 guys I gotta paint to make me a whole chapter. Man, he has a lot of light brown. Hopefully once other things start getting added, it'll not be as bad. I might have to do these straps later after I paint the red on here. Oh, but he does have these underarm straps. I haven't actually played actual Warhammer in probably a year and a half. I think last year's January was probably the last time I played a game of Warhammer. Back when I still lived and worked locally. I played a lot of war games then. I say a lot. I mean, I think I played around 4 consistently, which, I mean, I guess that's probably more than a lot of people do. Most people probably just play Warhammer. Let's see. 40K, Age of Sigmar. I played, having a brain fart. Just Space Marines, Age of Sigmar Space Marines. Come on. Whatever, the name's escaping me. But you know what I'm talking about. The whole Sig Marines. Mainly because they kind of played like Custodes. They teleported in. I was very much just played the Thunderstrike, half of that army. Big guys, the destroyers. I enjoyed that. I played Conquest of Kings for a small amount of time before the person who also bought into the game sold out of the game, and so I didn't even play with it anymore. I played City States in there. I like the more defensive infantry style. And the last game I played was Infinity. I believe it was 4th edition at the time. I think they're 5th edition now. I played Pan-Oceania, specifically the military orders. Alright, I'm about to take the microphone off and plug in the charger. So if you have trouble hearing me, let me know. Knock the phone over. Alright, charger plugged in. Oh, my microphone wasn't even on. Alright, I apologize. I thought I had the microphone on that whole time. So if you randomly stopped hearing me talk, it's because I walked off thinking you could still hear me. And I think that's all the brown bits. This is going to be a dark brown. I need to paint this chitin before I paint the straps on his shoulder, which that'll be red. I don't see any more straps around his legs. Oh, there's one. You can't hide from me. Does the other one have any? No straps on that. Huh. this little strap broke. I have to remember that. Alright, let's go ahead and paint them dark brown straps. And then I'll try to have to figure out how I'm going to do the red. How am I going to do the red? I mean, I'll have to base in the fist, and that's pretty much my only red. Unless I want a more, like, pinkish red. Oh, we'll figure it out. Oh, yeah, dark brown. Looks like the strap on the actual weapon side broke. I'll just go ahead and paint it and put it back on whenever it dries. And hope it doesn't break again. I'll have to touch up the skin later. Does it go around his back? It does not go around his back. It goes right here on his chest. It's a little bit too thin. Please don't get knocked over. Did I just drop something? No. Okay. Anyway, back to it. There we go. I might wind up live streaming one of the games when I play against the Sugar Rush. We played a couple more times since then, but we've been playing some 3-player games with another friend of mine. But next time it's the 2 of us. I might see if she's up for streaming it. I have 2 microphones after all. Hopefully. Maybe you can help me win. I don't very often. She is far luckier than me. The dice just choose her. Oh, there's a little pouch on this gun. Can't believe I missed it. Back to light brown. There we go. God, I've had a sore throat for like 2 days. Maybe I shouldn't have been chosen to stream with a sore throat. Might be a pretty scratchy voice. But it wasn't too hot today, so I didn't have to turn on the big AC. So I figured, why not? There we go. Alright, let's figure out what to do with this red. Alright, so this is how my reds normally look. I want something different. think I might base in this Screamer pink I have, and then top it with ball red or a couple other reds somewhere. The Fiston red, I think I have. Blood Angels red, there we go. I have Doomfire magenta. I got some pink I might throw on there. The Evil Sun Scarlet's an option. I don't know. We'll just kind of do some stuff and see what happens. Just try to avoid painting the actual armor. Got a little bit on the back of his hand, but I can throw some waffleish to cover that up. A little bit more paint. Do some light poking. Don't want it to be too thick. Gotta get the inside. Okay, that looks fine. The inside of the elbow is a little bit harder. Okay, I think I got it. There we go. Okay. Now we gotta throw a contrast on there once I clean this brush off. Just a moment, I gotta empty out my little alcohol container. I also need to buy some more isopropyl alcohol to wash my brushes with. This is going to be the last of it. There we go. And then water. Okay, there we go. All right. Definitely think I'll throw a contrast on there. And then maybe start doing some dry brushing. Although now my typical dry brush is wet because I just used it to apply this. Whatever, we'll figure it out. Alright, I want to try some ball. Doomfire magenta maybe? Maybe I'll throw that on top. Which means I'll probably have to do some waiting for this to dry a little bit. Maybe I'll throw that on last. Oh. Let's see what color this makes. Okay, I like it. make sure I get everything. All right. Yeah, I'm glad you agree. It looks pretty good as a red. I think it's a little bit darker in person. There we go. Ooh, it's a nice red. I'll have to remember that for when I do some orc stuff. There we go. Give that some time to dry. And then I'll probably do some dry brushing. Need to dry brush lighter. I'll probably do the Evil Sunz Scarlet, and then a lighter, any lighter one with some pink on like some edges, for like some edge highlighting. I'm not really good at highlighting, but we'll figure it out. I'm trying to improve. And then maybe I'll throw some of that Doomfire Magenta on there. Put it on some smaller parts first to make sure I'm not going to ruin the paint job. But it's a lighter color, so I don't think it'll ruin it. I think really it'll probably won't do much at all because it's going to be lighter than the color on bottom. But we'll see. It might brighten up some recesses. Gonna need a new paper towel soon. Contrast really go into the brush. Holy cow. This is normally the brush I use for dry brushing, but it's now very wet. I have a bigger one that I might be able to use, but I probably need to let this dry anyway. Okay, it's dry. Contrast dry really quick, I guess. Evil Sunz Scarlet. I'll have to use this much bigger brush. Flip that over. Do a whole dry brush. We want to get every edge. Okay. I don't hate it. Yeah, a little bit more. It is a little understated. Shake up my paint so I can get to the top. Let's hope I didn't put too much on there. Ooh, I put a little bit too much. There we go. Hopefully I don't overdo it now. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, yeah, I think I'll take that. Now I'm worried the pink might be too bright. It definitely needs more definition though. Let's take this brush off. Ooh, that got a lot of alcohol. Ooh, that smells strong. Alright, let me go grab my paper towel real quick. Alright. Now I have a flat brush somewhere. There it is. I'll try to do the highlights with the pink on that. Alright, let's see how this looks. Worst thing that can happen is I messed up the painting on a toy soldier. It's not the end of the world. Which side had the paint? Okay, this side. Just the top. Okay. It's not terrible yet. Although there's barely a difference yet. Okay. Let's keep trying. There we go. Okay. Maybe a little bit more on this segment right here. Both sides. Okay. Now I think I need to add that Doomfire to the recesses. I'm trying to think how Tyranids normally look, but it's hard to imagine. I guess I'm thinking of like how they have that like veiny, extra vibrant coloration on the muscles, but this is the chitin, not the muscle, so maybe I need to think about that. I like Tyranid hunting Space Marine chapter. Could be pretty cool in its entirety. Like Deathwatch, but entirely dedicated to Tyranid hunting. That include a lot of their parts into their armor set, their weapons. It'd be heretical, I suppose. Heck, it was considered heretical even when the Emperor was around, I believe. Who was it? Lucius tried using an alien, like Orm Scythe, as a sword and got in trouble for it. But it's definitely pretty cool. I think you definitely at least get back to the weapons. Cut some scythes off of some Tyranids and attach it to some sword or just put it in his hand. Kit bashing all the chitinous armor sounds a little harder, not gonna lie. Doomfire Magenta. Let's add this to recesses. See what kind of effect that gives. Could definitely be cool. I like including little pieces of other factions on my models, especially ones that are played within my group. Yeah, you have to acquire some Tyranid pieces. Okay, this is starting to work out. Infiltrators are pretty cool. You'll have to show me your raptors sometime. Either on Discord or Instagram. Send me some pictures. Probably using a little bit too much of that. Oh, sorry. I disconnected it for a second. I'm not sure I can look at my community tab without exiting out the live stream. I forgot that was a thing. I'll take a look after this. There we go. I have no idea if I'm applying this correctly. But who really cares, right? It's just toy soldiers. Trust the process and all that, and hopefully it turns out good. All right. Well, I gotta say, I like it. I do not regret it, and that's good. I gotta paint these leather straps so that there's a little breakup in the coloration, and we'll see how it looks. Clean off all these brushes, close all these different pieces before they all dry out. Where is my main brush? Come here, paintbrush. Don't hide from me. I need to find the time to clean off this desk. I just have so little space. Alright, where did I put this paintbrush? Maybe if I stand up, I'll just see. Alright, I have no clue. But I have a replacement for it somewhere. Now I have to find it. Right, I don't need these little Ziploc bags, just throw those away. Let's put these transfers over here. These old sprues, just drop them right there. More Ziploc bags I don't need anymore. More Ziploc bags. More Ziploc bags. I need some sticky tape. Aha. And I found it. Alright, all those paints closed. Good. Light brown again. Tap, tap. Alright, now don't fuck up. Do not mess up the Tyranid shell, please. Okay, a little bit more. There we go. I'm happy with that. Let's see what else we have. We have these little grenades on his chest. We have all the black from the soft armor that needs to be done. There's this piece next to his thigh, which looks like a little Hormigaunt scythe. Dang. I thought I finished painting that. And there's this little extra clip on a gun he doesn't have. Thank you. It was a process. It's fun to try something new, and then it actually work out. It's even more fun. And I also need to try to do the trim on his shoulder pad. Maybe we'll do that. So the trim on the shoulder pad, and then I'll have to go off, take a shower, get ready for bed and all that. There we go. Alright, white. Where are you? Stupid whites. So freaking chalky and dried out. Alright, got all this Trent White. It's alright to be a little messy here because I might go over and cover the actual face of the shoulder pad in red anyway, so if I wind up going over, it's fine. With the brush, just grab a little bit more white. There we go, right here. Oh, I broke his leg again. Alright, let's just set that to the side so I stop breaking it off. Well, I guess I could have glued it, but I don't always glue push fits. That just makes it easier to take them apart, to paint them, and put them back together if I need to. Oh, got some green on his collarbone armor, but not some green, some white on the green. But we'll fix that later. Make sure. Okay. There's the white. Stupid rope. Now we gotta do the red or scarlet. Let's water this down a little bit. A little more. I don't know how thin I'm gonna want this. Probably have to do a couple coats that are really thin. Alright, let's keep going. Grab some more paint real quick. Water it down. And keep going. compare it to this. I think it's definitely brighter. Let's see how bright it looks compared to the Mephiston red. There we go. I have a little brush I use for doing the shoulder pads. I think it's in this little container because I haven't used. Oh no, that's not it. Huh. I guess I'll add that to the lost pile of brushes. Never seem to find. Is that it? No. Yeah, alright, I'll just keep using the regular brush. Not the end of the world. Mephiston. Ooh, let's not break that guy. No problem, man. I won't be here too much longer either. I'll go shower and all that as soon as I finish up this shoulder pad. You have a good evening now. Whew. Too much that time. Too much water. That still has to dry so it's not so glossy. And I'm going to try to compare it. Definitely more noticeable. So I am happy about that. Oh, I dropped it. There we go. I can put this guy up. Alright, now let's just apply the ball red, and we're done. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with everything about this model so far. Well, thank you for anyone who joined me, and thank you for anyone who is watching this after the fact. Good night.